Holness administration say he is fit to lead despite recent reports from Integrity Commission. Despite being the subject of recent reports from the Integrity Commission IC, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is still viewed as fit to lead by members of the administration. Information Minister Dr. Dina Morris-Dixon defended Mr. Holness' reputation during a post-cabinet press briefing. This after being questioned by reporters about the IC tabled in Parliament. It's alleged that Prime Minister Andrew Holness is connected with the property, a claim that Mr. Holness has rejected. Dr. Morris-Dixon said the report is another attempt to tarnish the character of a leader who continues to serve the citizens and hold his cabinet accountable amidst criticism.
The Prime Minister can definitely lead, and if you see what is happening, he is leading. He's leading our country very well. You may ask me, how do I feel about this? I personally feel really bad about what is happening. Really, really hard for our country, and who I see his reputation being tarnished month after month after month. And what does he do? He gets up every day and he holds all of us in cabinet accountable. He tells us we're not doing enough. You have to do more. He keeps pushing us. Our country needs you to do more. And so this is someone who I admire, and this is someone who I would love to see more leaders like this in our country going forward. Leaders who, in spite of any challenges, whether it's personal challenges to them or challenges to our country like a pandemic, get up and lead us well. And he has been doing that.
4 listed as wanted among several people taken into custody. 4 people listed as wanted or among several individuals taken into police custody during a major operation dubbed Operation Reassurance, aimed at reassuring residents of police support towards creating and maintaining a low-crime environment. Among the 4 is Nicholas Mutro of Bench District within Westmoreland. He was held in Hartford in the parish also. He was linked to the November 10, 2024 murder of Iwayne Bennett, otherwise called Mud Dog, in Bastard Cedar Walk. The others are wanted for other offenses. In addition, 2 persons of interest for the corporate area were also taken into custody. Preliminary reports late Wednesday afternoon from the police, who were on an all-day operation, have also indicated that several people were arrested after lottery scamming documents were found. Charges are pending against them. An individual who was also taken into custody for dealing in marijuana. According to Commanding Officer for Westmoreland Superintendent Anthony Dobson, the police need the continued support of residents in apprehending wanted men. They are wanted for various crimes, and these persons, if not arrested, will continue to contribute to crimes within the division. So we are urging the citizens to assist the police. Police cannot do it on their own, argued Superintendent Dobson. Wednesday's operation theme comprises some 124 personnel from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the Jamaica Defense Force, the Area 1 Fugitive Apprehensive Team, Highway Patrols, and the Transport Authority. Among areas of concentrations were Morgan's Bridge, Frome, Withorn, Savannah Lamar, and Negril. These areas are said to be a major contributor to crime within the parish. Meanwhile, the superintendent had words of encouragement for the public during the Christmas season. We are asking the citizens to drive with the necessary documents for their vehicles. We are asking riders of motorcycles to ride with their helmets and help us to make this season a safe one, he stated. The architect of Jamaica's utility regulation, Winston, is dead. The Office of Utilities Regulation, OR, is now in mourning following the death on December 5th of its first Director General, Winston, who is regarded by many as the architect of utilities regulation in Jamaica. He was 91 years old. He was appointed in 1996, oversaw the official opening of the OR on January 6, 1997, the chartering of its organizational infrastructure, and the interpretation of its mandate. During his 6-year stint, he presided over a host of milestone utilities regulatory activities and decisions which contributed to establishing Jamaica as the model for utilities regulation best practice. Under his direction, the OR's power in regulating the utility sector were expanded through an amendment to the OR Act in 2000 to include the addition of transmission and generation of electricity as a prescribed utility service. This enabled the OR to give directions to and require remedial measures by regulated entities for, among other requirements, the protection of consumers' interests and encouragement of competition. Hay grabbed the media headlines in 2002 when he led the OR in instituting legal action against then Minister of Commerce, Science and Technology Philip Paulwell. He had challenged Paulwell's authority to give the direction to the OR, which he considered to be ultra-vires. The OR's position was subsequently upheld by the Privy Council in a judgment that cited that the position taken by him with clear approval. This frequently cited judgment is regarded as a landmark ruling on the independence of the utility regulator. Among other notable and path-breaking accomplishments for Hay was the introduction of the Guaranteed Service Standards for the National Water Commission (NWC) and the Jamaica Public Service Company Limited (JPS), which saw the establishment of customer compensation for service quality failings. He also oversees the regulatory activities involved in the liberalization of the telecommunications sector. This included, but not limited to, issuing the first invitation in August 2000 for telecommunications license, consulting on and declaring a carrier or service provider dominant, and introducing a price cap regime application to Cable and Wireless Jamaica no-flow fixed line service. The regime incorporated a plan for timely rebalancing of some basic services, including residential and business customers' line rental. In both the electricity and water sectors, his tenure was impactful. Within electricity, he saw the beginning of the initiative to introduce private participation and made critical input into JPS privatization and its subsequent regulation as a privately owned, fully integrated, single-buyer electricity company. He supported the private sector participation within the power sector, led to OR's first review of the Power Purchase Agreement. Within the water sector, his leadership demonstrated that a publicly owned monopoly, such as the NWC, could be subject to independent regulation. He also introduced private participation in the water and sewage utility sectors, with at least 2 entities applying for a license under his watch. Following his retirement in 2002, he served in various advisory capacities to the government and practiced as an independent consultant advising governments and regulators across the world, including Dominica, Gambia, Guyana, and the Cayman Islands. Among his final public acts was to provide expert advice to the Jamaica's electricity sector enterprise team. In reacting to his passing, OR's Director General Hewitt stated Winston was, for many of us, including me, a great mentor, a humble intellectual giant, the epitome of integrity and patriarch. Those of us who benefited from his guidance can attest to his contribution to our growth and development. I can say of him that while he took his obligations to Jamaica seriously, he never took himself seriously. The country owes him a debt of gratitude that I am not convinced has ever been fittingly paid. To his family, the OR expresses its deepest condolence. Please know that he made a significant mark in enhancing the development of this country. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.